place you like to go. You say it will reach out and seize the sorrow, and we always mean to act on what we say. So come on, oh darling, now hurry, hurry, let's go.
Righto gang, we are currently driving down Goolwa Beach. I've got Cooper here and his dad and a mate Simo just behind us, and we are just having a look for the elusive cockle. The season's just opened, so hopefully we can get onto a few. We're sort of cruising up the beach, sort of probably 3 to 5k, and we're starting to hit a fair few people now, so I'll show you that in a sec. But even if we don't get too many cockles, it's just an amazing day just to be on the beach and have a crack. But you're going over to KI soon, aren't you? Yeah, so that's the reason, to try and get some cockles for some whiting fishing. So hopefully we can get these boys a few cockles for their trip. But to be honest, it's one of the more fun things to do, to get bait, rather than having to go to a tackle store and, you know, go and buy a bag of cockles for 10-15 bucks. You can come down here on an afternoon and bring the family. It's just a lot of fun. So we'll see how we go, and we'll go from there, so stay tuned. Righto guys, stopped a couple times, only because there's no point trying to cockle in a spot that hasn't got real thick like clusters of them, I guess. So I've stopped at about 2 places so far. I stopped up earlier at the beach and just sort of made my way along, and I found a nice stretch that there's not many people, and as you can see it's pretty much the same as all the rest of the beach, but I've found that there is a few more here, and there's just thicker clusters and it's just easier to find them. So probably my biggest hint when you're trying to find your cockles, if you don't get them early, drive up the beach if you can. It's hard if you don't have a full drive, because walking is a fair old height to get to the end. But if you've got a full drive, just stop and make a few stops, try some different depths, because sometimes they're really quite far up on the sand, other times they're a bit further in the surf. So you just got to dig around. If they're not there, move, go to the next spot, and you'll eventually find a big pocket of them. So key factor is just to prospect. All right, so we're gonna have a little crack out here now. Fingers crossed. I'm gonna give the cockle rake a go. We've had to do a few modifications because it had a hole in the bottom, so I've just tied a bit of string on it just so those cockles don't flip out. So we'll see how we go with that. Now the other lads that I was with, they prospected and they're just a bit further up, but I've sort of found a spot here and I think they're onto a few there, so there's no point us all moving, so we might as well stay where we're getting them. So again, just digging them up with your hands is easy. But once we get a really nice wave, I'll show you how this net works. So as you can see, the water's just running through the net, and as I'm digging up the cockles, they sort of flick into that net. So check this one out, just handfuls of them, 3 at a time. And that's what you want when you're doing this, because a bag limit per person is 300, which is huge. So if you're scrimping and scraping and you're literally only finding 2 or 3 in a spot, you're going to be there for a whole day trying to get maybe 40 or 50. So again, like I said earlier, prospect, and you'll definitely find good clusters of them just in one spot, and you won't have to move too far. So as you can see, again, not a big handful of them, and they're good size. I haven't had to find one yet that's too small. They've all been big. Because it's really early in the season, that might be the case. I'm not really 100% sure, but so again, just sticking my hand in that hole where I've been using my feet. So as you can see, that's probably been a couple of minutes work, and I've got already about 30 there. So it doesn't take long, and I've got a nice wave coming through. So again, start to shuffle, get those cockles out the sand, scoop up with that net. So again, you just sort of slowly make your way through, and you can just feel them, the hard shells. And with that incoming wave, I'll try and get this net to work for you. So with this outgoing wave now, I'll start digging it up. You put the net down, and as the wave, you can just start to feel the water running past your legs, and you just start to try and catch them in that net. So there you go. That literally took me a couple of, and there's a few that'll get past, but most of them will get caught up. Another ripper right there. They like to dig straight back into that sand. So try it again. As you can see, there's a couple just in the sand here, just popping out. Beautiful cockles, real nice size. So it really doesn't make it hard to, all these are legal. You just feel them, they're thick. They just start coming out, and then you just, yeah, pick and collect. Really good fun way of getting bait, especially with the kids. Come out, have a bit of fun with them. All right, let's do that. Sometimes the waves work for you. We've got a nice wave coming back through. Just wait for this last one, and then we'll let it all start running through. Here we go. So start shuffling your feet. I can feel lots down there. I'm just gonna try and scoop them into that net as best as I can. As you can see, it just starts to fill up quite fast. Couple more. Couple more. All right, you can feel another big load here. So again, start to shuffle again. See that water running through. I can feel them hitting my toes. Just digging them up. There you go. It's pretty cool how it works. And you just literally, oh, there's just cockles in there, in that hole that you've been digging out. There's a couple that are just scattered out, but all big cockles. So much fun. Oh, another little worm. Awesome whiting bait. Oh, here we go. All right, beautiful. Again, just move across slightly, start to dig, and you'll find that big clump of them like that, and then you start digging. So as you can see, 4, all good size. Here we go. I reckon this one's even better. Oh, it's just handfuls of them. Dig this one up. And it's, the beauty about it is, once you're onto them, you're done very shortly. I haven't had any real big waves to really get this cockle rake in its element, but I don't really need to when they're this thick. Just chuck them in the net like this. But when you do get it, there's a little bit of a Again, probably got, I'd say, nearly 50 or 60 there. I'm just about done. So I'll get a couple more and then I'll do a quick count. All right, here we go. This is a good wave. So here we go. So I can feel a heap of cockles under my feet. Just trying to get my feet in there, dig them up, so the water actually brings them out. And as you can see, just scooped up another 20 or 30. And again, monsters all through them. So I like to put them back in the cockle net. And I just like to rinse them off a little bit. A couple of dunks, wash the bucket out. And once they're all clean, which these are now, literally pop them back in and we'll just tip them back in with a bit of water and we are all sweet to go. So let's tip them in there now. Again, beautiful sized cockles, all of them way over the size limit. Couldn't have asked for a better day. Just incredible, beautiful weather, and the cockles were there to play. Now also, I just want to give a big shout out to Shane at Garmin and the team for hooking us up with these shirts. They've been fantastic today, super light, comfortable, and just protecting us from that sun. A lot of people have asked me what sort of units I run, and if you've watched a few of my clips, I do run a lot of Garmin stuff in both the tinny and the bigger stabby. And I've just always loved using them. They're super easy, and if you're not really sure about a particular unit for your fishing, I highly recommend Garmin. They are fantastic. So yeah, thanks again, Shane. Really appreciate it, mate. So now it's time to enjoy, have a few quiet cold drinks and head back home and bag and freeze these cockles. Righto, so I've just finished bagging them up and ended up with six and a half bags, which is, yeah, good effort. I don't really put heaps in a bag just because then you don't waste them when you go out fishing. So I usually just use the sandwich bags and they work really well. So that's all packed, ready to go. So I'll pop that in the freezer in a minute. And yeah, we'll be able to use them for our next fishing trip. But again, I apologise for not being able to put up heaps of videos recently. It's just been, yeah, just one of those sort of times where I've just been flat out busy. But hopefully over the next few weeks I'll be able to get some more footage up and we'll go from there. But hope you enjoyed, and until next time, have a good one, and we'll yeah, talk to you soon.